in isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
What's up, guys and gals? Welcome into Packers Total Access Live. You got Tim live in Green Bay. We got Jacob the Beard on the border of enemy territory. And, of course, we got the youngest member of the crew, Mr. Emilio, in the house live from Tennessee. What's up, fellers? How you doing?
Good.
Yeesh. Just let everybody know we're having a little bit of streaming issues here with our host server. So if the stream goes down, it's not our fault.
It's probably Clayton's fault. If that's
it's probably, blame it on the boss as he's out enjoying a nice evening with his lovely wife Mandy. So shout out to Clayton and Mandy.
Happy anniversary, guys!
Happy anniversary to those.
Happy anniversave. Well deserved, man. Dude feels like he never gets any time off, right? So we're glad that he's actually taking this chance to get out there and have a little time with the missus.
That's right. Yeah, we had to tell Clayton.
I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
I see. Who we got checking in? Jacob, you got the chat going? Who's in the house? I know we got the PTA posse in the house tonight.
Yeah, we got the good old boys. Eric, Respect Oranges, Prince is in there. Dick, United Bates, Coach Len, Chris N, Dead Fish. Too old for this. I saw him. Yep, of course. Everybody seems to be filing in here, so that's nice. If you guys do in the chat, we hopped on here like 10 minutes prior to going live, and we were all like, hey, so what do you want to talk about? And then we just went, I don't know. So we kind of are winging it right now, but that's all right. As they always say, don't bring peanut butter to a jelly fight, as they all say. But the chat, if you guys think of any good topics or any questions, random stuff that we could just kind of learn together with, let's try that. We were possibly going to look at the NFC North. We just kind of go week by week. We could even still, touch on some of the Packers stuff if that pops up in our head. But we could look at, every week and look at what the NFC North divisional opponents, who they're playing, where they're playing, see if maybe we can get an idea what their scores or season predictions will be. So I thought that'd be fun. Otherwise, like I said, just keep it going in the chat, and we will do whatever you guys want, man. Whatever you want.
Whoa. Slow down, Jacob.
Let's handle a little business first, though. Let's shout out our sponsor, of course. Ticket King, the official sponsor of Packer Fan Total Access. That is Wisconsin's own Ticket King since 1992. Your Packers ticket source, of course. Hey, the schedule is out. It's time to mark your calendars, get your tickets. Make sure you click the link down in the description. Go right to the website, theticketking.com. That's theticketking.com, with offices in Green Bay and Milwaukee, Wisconsin, largest Packers ticket source. Shout out to Ticket King, the official sponsor of Packer Fan Total Access. We appreciate them sponsoring the show for sure. Emilio, I see you got some data pulled up here. I think you found the schedules that Jacob was talking about.
Yeah, you pick first. Who do we want to talk about?
Wait, Emilio. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Hold on there. Hold down just a second there.
Eric Sutherland's trying to start fights already, saying, no, this looks like the Viewcast. All right. Me and Emilio are way prettier.
Eric's banned from the chat. Yeah. That's over the line.
But, unbelievable. Honestly, Eric, everything you said about me, and that's what you say? That's what you decided on?
That's real bad. But this actually is some Packers news, kind of. It's at least NFC North news, because once again, the Minnesota Vikings are eating our trash like it's caviar. Robert Tonyan is signing with the Vikings. And
okay. Yeah, and I like that. Next year is the Lions' turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, well, you know what? It's just like we were just talking about a minute ago. I'm going to go ahead and put that advice out there via Jair Alexander to, of course, the Minnesota Vikings.
You never bring peanut butter to a jelly fight.
So bad.
Let's be honest. I mean, Big Bob's been kind of, he's kind of been peanut butter. What was his year like last year in Chicago? Did he do much?
It wasn't
It'd be
good.
fun to pull up the PFF on him.
To be fair, he had that 1 year in Green Bay where he had like a crazy amount of touchdowns. His drop rate was insane. And that was about it. Like most Packer tight ends, it was a flash in the pan. I had high hopes for Tanyan. I really did. I thought he was going to be the tight end resurgence. But hey, don't worry. We've got a really good tight end room now. So, I hope that him and Aaron Jones are happy. Did you guys happen to see that picture of Aaron Jones throwing out the first pitch for the Twins?
No,
I
I
didn't.
missed that.
It broke.
I don't get exposed to the Minnesota media as often as you do. Thank
Yeah,
God.
that's true. I hated it. I hated it so much. Like it made me feel a certain way about Aaron Jones, and I just don't like that feeling in general. Plus, I just again, I can't stand the Twins. It's why I don't watch baseball, dude, because I can't get Brewers games. So I just gave up being a baseball fan because I hate the Twins. I'm not gonna...
I hate everything Minnesota.
Yeah, I swear.
Of course, Jacob.
I think the best thing that ever came out of Minnesota is probably Prince, and that's about it.
That's a good point.
We'll just
He's
leave it at that.
He's dead now. So
Yeah,
that's over.
All right.
So, Emilio, what do you think? Should we go? I think what we should do, if we're going to talk schedule, we should probably start with the Packers, right? I mean, we've got a video here. We've got Mr. Larry McCarron and Tupac LaFleur talking the Packers schedule one-on-one via Packers.com. You guys want to run with that real quick?
Yeesh.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to start it.
I think we should just start the show this way. Let's go to The Rock and Tupac LaFleur.
Down, baby. Pinky down.
Hey, everybody. Matt LaFleur joins us to talk schedule. And, Matt, you see it for the very first time, and you immediately think, what?
We're excited. We're just excited to have a plan for the season. And, the schedule's the schedule. Our mindset is we got to be our best regardless of when we play, where we play. But we are excited to kind of be able to map out our plan.
Is there any part of it that looks at first glance like it would be particularly challenging?
Well, I think every year's full of challenges and unforeseen challenges, a lot of circumstances that unfold throughout the course of a season, whether it's mostly injuries when those occur and trying to get guys healthy at the right time. You never quite are sure when the right time for a bye is, although it does seem like it maps out pretty favorably for us.
The week 10 bye, no complaints there, obviously. Huh?
Fingered.
No, I think we're excited about that, and then following that up with a later Thursday night game. Although it'll be the first time in my career that we've had back-to-back Thursday night games, so that'll be a new challenge for us.
Wanted to ask you about a couple of oddities. 6 of the first 8 games are at noon. You can live with that, can't you?
Yeah, our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So
Nice.
they got to get ready to go. And
Tupac LaFleur.
But I do think the preseason will have an early kick game to kind of get those guys acclimated with that rhythm.
Here's another oddity. Beginning with the Dolphins game at Lambeau on Thanksgiving, you have 4 primetime games in a row. Have you ever done that before?
I don't believe so. That will definitely be a tough 4-game stretch. Just, I guess, as you go into the season, those are 4 teams that I think project to be very tough football teams. But it is nice to have 2 of those at least at home with Miami on Thanksgiving, which is great to have a Thanksgiving day or night game in Lambeau.
Do you subscribe to the theory it's not who you play, but when you play them? I mean, every opponent, there's an ebb and flow to their particular seasons.
Yeah, I think, again, every year you're not quite sure. Some teams you think are going to be really good aren't quite what you think they might be, and some other teams are going to surprise you. So I think your mindset has to be your best each and every week.
Last thing for you, the rookies have joined the veterans at the off-season program. Can you give us an update on it?
Well, the morale's been high, and I think the vets have done an outstanding job of kind of taking these guys in, showing them the ropes, how we do things, our standards, our expectations, and so far, so good. But looking forward to next week when we can start really practicing football, doing some more 7-on-7 and some 11-on-11 drills.
Thank you, Matt, for the latest on the Packers. Keep it right here on Packers.com.
Well,
Great video there, courtesy of Packers.com. What do you guys think?
I got to go back to our last real quick conversation. I forgot, and there's correct that Tanyan was at the Lions. He started as a UDFA with the Lions, so he has officially ran the train, the NFC North train. He got
Okay, did you just say it like that?
I mean,
Thick.
just saying, the chat was screaming it, man.
That's what she said.
Michael, please.
Serious.
Please.
And it doesn't matter because, like,
Yeah.
for this says Tucker Kraft, aka the Lung Dart Champ, the Marlboro Man, the dude that's gonna steal your girl. He's on
Professor Bush Latte.
Professor. That's a good
The
one.
Marlboro Man.
Yeah, he's everything that Tanyan was supposed to be, so we're good.
Yeah,
We got the
I
muscle.
totally agree with that.
But
Agreed.
also, Deadfish wanted to let us know just exactly how poopy he did last year. It was Robert Tanyan had 11 receptions off 17 targets. He had a whopping 112 yards and 0 tuds.
That sounds like a down afternoon for Tucker Kraft.
It does. Yeah.
Mhm.
Real
Like
quick,
one
too.
game, not a year.
Prince in the chat says he missed last night. Wanted to know if we covered the gold package games against all 3 division rivals. We did, and Clayton had some choice words. Obviously, definitely didn't like kind of the slander, and I'll be honest, I completely understand his side of it. I do understand the other side of it too. If that's what your perception is that they just give their tickets away, kind of thing, or obviously sell them. But I don't think that that's the case. And like Clayton did point out, there's just as much, if not, I'd say there's just as much going on with that. If regular season ticket holders, just money talks, man. And sometimes, like I said, if you have and hopefully it's going to a family member or a friend or something like that. But I'm not going to blame anybody for selling their tickets, especially if they need the money. So, especially in this economy, you know what I'm saying, guys?
That's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyways, yeah, we can touch on it, friends, but that's that.
Emilio, what
All
are
right.
your thoughts on that? You're kind of representative of the younger generation of fans. What is your take on the whole Milwaukee market games? What do you think?
I mean, the problem is we started somewhere, right? So, we owe it to them for keeping us afloat. The fact that we didn't move there was great. Obviously, I'm glad we stayed in Green Bay.
Mhm.
But, the problem is there's so many mouths to feed. Everyone's going to be hungry no matter what. And I think that they're doing the best they can. I don't think they'll probably run it past 3 games, I wouldn't think. But, it's cool that they at least get to see that. And like you said, man, if it maybe there'll be a little bit more draw, now at the Packers, we got a new team, we got a new role. Maybe they're not going to look to move those as much, maybe keep them in the family and stuff like that. So I
agree.
like
I got to think that's what they were thinking, right, Jacob? Like with the move to make this all divisional games, for the gold package. I feel like that's kind of like the Packers' way of trying to like reinvigorate that Milwaukee fan base. Maybe the people that
Right.
do have the gold package games, you don't have to come up and see the Rams or the Seahawks. You can come up and see division rivals this season. I think that's a good move, and hopefully we'll bring the fire on these gold package games. I know that's for the fans in the stands at Lambeau. That was always the big gripe, was that the gold package games were a little less intense and a lot of people sitting down rather than standing up. Personally, I don't care. You stand down or you stand up, sit down, whatever you want to do. Just cheer for the Packers, man, and be loud. Be excited to be there. There's people that maybe only get to experience a trip to Lambeau Field once in their lifetimes, and if you're lucky enough to live a couple hours away or a couple of minutes away, if you're like me, you gotta respect those fans and appreciate that. So, I say just bring the noise, man, at all Packer home games.
And I remember, dude, the one game I did go to, that was the only thing was like, you're not really supposed to be standing up, but man, I was just letting it ride. I was just screaming. Dude behind me just kept buying me beers because like we were getting smacked and he felt bad and his family had tickets and everything. So I was like, yeah, I appreciate it, man. But no, it was it's good. Like you said, that experience is once in a lifetime, man. The nerves and goosebumps you get is unbelievable.
For sure. I mean, as someone who's been to more than my fair share of games, I still get that feeling every time I go there. Every single time I walk in that place, you
That's what I hoped. And I
Yep.
figured, but I guess I got to see, I got to get back up there. But,
yeah, man.
I feel like I'll even get it just going for the draft, right?
Yep.
Even though a game's not even played, just that being there in person.
Absolutely.
Tim, I forgot to tell you that I went out to the old mailbox today.
Oh, you did you?
And I was delighted because I completely forgot that I was told that I was receiving something in the mail. I didn't know what it was, but it is the starting lineup 1997 version of Mr. Reggie White.
The Minister of Defense.
It's going to go real nice on my wall right next to my this hand.
Your 1996 Brett Favor.
Yep. Now I am a grown man who owns more toys. So that's
hey, join the club, man.
You're gonna open that though, right?
No, are you nuts? Oh, these kids, Jacob, you hear them?
Just wants to play with it.
Dude, how can you not?
Hey, I'm glad it made it there, brother. That's awesome.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I
by the way,
was a little stingy on the shipping and handling. So
yeah, tomorrow, Clayton gave me the information for the gentleman. I believe his name was Paul.
Yep.
Paul. For Paul Horning. Paul versus Paul. Paul. Go a little Paul to Paul action there. Anyways, I'm gonna mail it in the morning. Out to you, Paul. So.
Oh, that's right. Congratulations to our winner. Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, random question. I don't know what to do. So it's in a glass case that has wood edges. How the heck am I gonna ship that? Because Clayton's like, ship it and I'll pay you back. I'm like, dude, what am I gonna
do? All right, this is what you do.
A lot of bubble wrap.
Take your credit card. You're gonna take your credit card, right, Jacob? And the first thing you're gonna do, without a doubt, is get yourself walking into the big store, right? All right, it's got a little bit of orange in the background. You walk in there, you get a nice tote, fill it with foam, put the glass in there, send it over to USPS, ask them what their most expensive way to ship it is, and just go ahead and give Clayton that receipt. I think we'll be all right then. Dude would get it, no problem.
Emilio's just like, dude, just run that tab up, man.
Clayton said he's going to pay me back, but we all kind of refuse to take money from Clayton. He's trying to pay us all the time for all the stuff we do or whatever. It's he's a great guy, but no, I'm not going to let him do that. So I'm wondering if Paul would want the case. I mean, or if he wants, I don't know. I'll send it to him. Like you said, I'm gonna have to wrap that thing like it's, I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wrap the glass, then wrap the ball, then set it in the glass, then wrap that all again, and then go ahead and tell them that it's fragile.
It's gonna look like one of those stupid helmet pads that they have now.
Yeah, get a couple guardian caps and just
guardian caps in there. That's what's up, dude. All right. Well, do you guys want to hit on a few chat items quick, and then we'll jump into the schedule?
Yeah, absolutely. You got some picked out there?
I do. Yeah, and Clay, another view comment from Eric.
Eric again?
I was gonna ask.
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
You know that. I didn't know this, so you guys have to confirm this for me. Is the number 0 retired in Green Bay? If it's not, is there a reason why it is? Is there a reason why it's not? Can we reactivate it? Because I know there was some. Which player was it that wanted to maybe swap to it? Was it Jacobs or was it some? No,
I thought it was one of our rookies.
Yeah, it was one of our rookies. I thought. Wasn't it Lloyd?
Marshall.
Yeah, I think it was Lloyd. Yep. Okay. And like we said, number 1's reserved for Curly, but I don't know. I think 0's open for grabs as long as they approve it being used. I think.
And I think that was new this year. The NFL. The league wide, it is legit. You can wear number 0, but I think it's still up to the organizations. Team. Yeah, per team. Yeah.
I personally would love to see it. I think it'd be a great, just cool jersey. Like I love seeing Quay Walker with that number. Like to me, that just looks so cool. It's when I make a Madden character. Yeah. I always
threw me off at first because I'm so old school. It looked like a quarterback running around the middle of the defense for a while, but now it's like I'm with you, Jacob. It's totally grown on me, and it does. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I love it. But hey,
so Jacob's Madden character was like 7 foot tall, 390 pounds, 99 speed.
Yeah, no, I would. Oh, I totally would. I would take like 3 hours and make my whole team into absolute super freaks, like the It's like the Toon Squad from Space Tune. Yeah, dude. It was.
I did that with the replacements. One day I did that with all the replacement players. That you could find. You get Danny in there, Shane. He's left-handed quarterback, all that stuff. So
we'll have to do a little digging into that and find out what number 0 really does signify.
All right, random question, and then we'll get back to serious stuff. What number, if you were in the NFL and they're like, you can pick your number, Tim. You are starting whatever. What's your number that you can pick? You can pick anything. What's your number?
That's a tough one. Probably 21 or 24.
Okay, I'd be 47. Emilio?
I thought you were going to say 69, Jacob.
Oh.
No, my number is 31, so I'd probably run that. But I picked 31 because I was 4 for a while for Brett Favre when I was a kid, and then 3 and 1 adds up to 4. I was like, perfect math. We'll go with this. That's my number. 87. Ooh, that's a good one.
Man, some legends have worn 87.
Yo, what's the deal with all the 8s, bro? I'm serious.
There you go, coach number 14. I see that. I was 14 in high school for lacrosse. I like that.
A lot of people were 14 in high school.
Coach Land, 14. Okay. 14. Coach Land must have been a quarterback back then. 14 looks like quarterback number.
Yeah. And then one last thing here. I just wanted to give a shout out to Dave MX. I haven't seen him in a while. And it says, "Sup, folks? I'm officially on IR. Grade 3 ankle with bone contusions. One on the plus side, I got a little puffy shoe and some crutches. Get better, Dave. Hope you get out of that." And then
we need to get him one of them scooters like that Oladapo had.
The knee scooter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks fun.
Well, it could be worse. You could have that Larry McCarron pinky, right?
Yeah.
How about these hands?
That's a good cut. That's a good drop.
I cannot believe they did that. 9.5-minute warning. Like, what an absolute like we talked about last night, that social media team has stepped it up.
Like, imagine if they brought that to him and they're like, "Hey, here's the deal. You know your weird deformity? We want to make fun of it really a lot." He's like, "No." But instead he's like, "Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You mean this one?"
Larry McCarron's pinky came into the room like,
Who do you think you are? I am.
Dude's gonna have to get it insured. We're gonna have to have a whole if he gets rebent straight, we're in big trouble. Like,
yeah, that's for sure.
I love it.
All right, should we get to some of this stuff that we were actually trying to talk about, or should we?
Let's do one more. I just want to see. I'm trying to remember. Ron Sanville's asking, this guy from the 49ers going to make the team now. Is that D tackle that we signed?
Yeah.
Spencer. Yeah. Is that him? Apparently he doesn't have no PFF grades. He was one of those guys that just kind of floated on that team. I don't know how, but if you made the 49ers anything, I
don't think he played a snap though.
Yeah, he came from NDSU. Right. And I'm pretty sure he was too old for this. Last night I was talking about his RAS. I think he was in the 8s or 9s. And the other, he had a comparison to another guy around his edge rush age, stuff like that. I don't remember the name, but he was right next to him, with like a 1-6 split.
Yo, so, coach says he's 6'5" and an All-American.
Hey,
give him a shot. Give him double zeros. Give him 0. Let's get him on the team.
Love it.
He only had a good 10-yard split too.
Yeah.
Well, the high RAS explains why he's in Green Bay right now, right?
You got to churn, like we've talked about, though. Like, that's what Goody's got to do. Keep churning the bottom of the roster. Matt's over here trying to worry about if their peas coming out hot by the first game. Like, Goody just needs to keep churning that roster.
Hey, he said pissed. You got to come out with your piss hot. That's what he said.
I mean, it better be, Matt. It better be clear, but it better be hot. I mean, they better be hydrated, because if not, we're having problems. Especially down in Brazil.
We need to get that drop.
He is in full Tupac LaFleur mode already. Yeah.
We got to get that
barely drop. At OTAs.
I mean, I would like that for Matt's drop. I like that. We'll have to get Clayton on it, man.
I want to get the one from what's it called? Talladega, where here's the deal. I wake up, I piss excellent.
Blending in with Matt's.
Yeah.
Well, if you do that, you better make sure you
wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Let's say we jump over to the topic we were going to talk about, but that's.
Are you want to break down these divisional opponents here?
Yeah.
You can start with anyone except for Minnesota. I don't want to get sick to my stomach.
All right. Let's start with the. Oh boy, I don't know if that's going to come in very well.
No, it's all right. It's good enough.
Can you? Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Now when I go full screen, it's all right. So we got the Detroit Lions 2024 schedule. September 8th, they're playing the LA Rams to start the season. 15th, they got the Buccaneers. September 22nd, they have the Cardinals. And the 30th of September, they have the Seahawks. Then their bye week is actually week 5. That's kind of tough. That is an early bye. After that, week 6, they have October 13th, the Cowboys. Week 7, October 20th, Vikings. October 27th, they have the Tennessee Titans. November 3rd is going to be the Green Bay Packers. November 10th is Houston Texans. November 17th, Jacksonville Jaguars. And November 24th, they have the Indianapolis Colts. Then we have the Bears November 28th. The Packers again December 5th, about a month apart. December 15th, they have the Bills. Then the Bears December 22nd. San Francisco, December 30th. That'll be a tough game for them coming up on the end of the season. And then the Vikings is going to be decided as the last game of the season.
I mean, other than the weird, like you said, the bye week kind of hurting them early, their Detroit's schedule looks eerily similar to ours, if you like opponents-wise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're playing Indianapolis. They're playing the Texans. They're playing the Jaguars, just like we are. They're playing the Rams, just like we are. It's a lot of similarities, I think, other than, maybe that Buffalo game. Obviously, we don't have the Bills this year, but I don't know. What do you guys think as far as their, I don't want to say strength of schedule, but do you think they have a tougher schedule compared to the Packers?
I kind of look at it. I'm pretty sure that they match us up against the same divisional, something like that. I like we play the, what would that be?
I think it's the AFC South.
AFC South, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's, but like Tim said, there's also a lot of similar opponents. Like the Niners are in there, the Titans are in there, the Rams are in there.
Yeah.
I honestly think this looks a little tougher in my opinion, specifically because that bye. I mean, that's the earliest bye that I remember seeing ever. And I believe
Right.
the Packers basically, I actually was just listening to Spoff and Wes Hodquist right before I jumped on here, and they were going over the schedule, and one of them asked the other, like, what's the most shocking thing that you see about the schedule? And he's like, well, the fact that we actually have a bye week that's in the middle of the season and not either in week 4 or week 14. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a good point, because every single year for the last 5 years, it seems like we've been having a stupid early bye week that really doesn't benefit this team, because this team, as we saw, we get hot down the stretch. So this is an absolutely perfect chance for us where our bye week is situated. But then again,
Yep.
you look at what these guys are playing. I mean, Rams, I look at that as a loss. I could see them losing to the Bucks. I could see them losing to the Cowboys, to the Vikings, to us, obviously, to the Texans, maybe even
Niners.
the Niners for sure, the Bills.
Right. And they're coming in with high hopes, right? They need to, they brought in Terry and Arnold, and, they want this and Rakestraw, because they need that secondary to be good, because they think that they're, leaders of the division going to win. So they need to show up for all these games. It's not going to be a walk in the park, especially, say they lose 2 out of those first 4, go into a bye week, and then you have the rest of the season, a gauntlet. You got to play the Packers twice, the Texans, like you said, all those good teams, young quarterbacks, San Fran, and to close the year at Minnesota, even if they're playing for the division, then, Minnesota's not going to fold over against the Lions, I don't think, last game of the year, right?
No, I don't either. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it, the early bye, that's crazy. Yeah, week 5, to think in an 18-week season,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like that that any team would have a bye that early. I could see
Right.
maybe week 6 or 7,
Right.
but my goodness, that's pretty early in the season. Not that I feel bad for the Lions, like whatever. Like
Yeah,
deal with
exactly.
it. Glad it's
Well,
not
that's
us.
exactly.
Do you think the NFL was like, we just gave you guys a draft? Come on, just
Yeah.
let's chill.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
You guys need to
So,
show up
what
now.
are your guys' overall thoughts? Do you think, based on really kind of, not that we've done a deep dive, but just kind of scanning over Detroit's schedule, do you think they're still the front runners in the division?
I could.
I mean,
see
I
them-
feel like it's us or them, honestly.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I mean, looking at the schedule, I feel like there's a shot that they probably lose more games than we do this year.
I really do think that I could see them hitting around the 10-win spot. That's what I see with this schedule. I think it's realistic. They can drop a decent amount of games. I still
Yeah.
think that there's some up and coming teams, like the Cardinals had an amazing draft. Seattle has been sneaky good for a few years. Dallas could turn it around. Indianapolis could have I think Indianapolis could have one of the best teams because Richardson has looked pretty insane for the short time when he is on there. So,
right. Yeah. And I like right here. This is what we were kind of saying here. Respect Oranges says tough final stretch. They're going to be gassed going into the playoffs. Even if they do get those 10, 12 wins, dude, the Packers, Bills, Bears, if they're good, they're going to have back-to-back Bears games within a month.
Right.
So, and then San Fran and the Vikings. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough final 6 games.
Yeah, I love it though, because I would love to see, like, we saw how our Packers did last year, getting it done at the end of the season, kind of squeaking in, getting that wild card spot, and then kind of going on a little run there and a tear in the playoffs, right? I would like to see how this young team goes into the postseason, maybe with a first round bye possibly, or, being the division winner, being the higher seed, having a home playoff game, all of those things. How does that young team handle that version of entering the playoffs? You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't think they're going to be as big of underdogs as they were last year, this season, if that makes any sense.
No, definitely. It totally does. Prince has a good comment here too, saying the Lions have to avoid a slow start with that schedule. Even Arizona can be dangerous. And somebody else said, right here, they could be 1-3.
Yeah, exactly. And I was trying to be nice at 2-2 at the bye, right? So that could get out of hand quick for them, and that would be and it's not like the middle of the season's easier, right? They're playing the Packers and then all the young quarterbacks. So
yeah, and it's not like, I mean, you see seasons where teams have injuries and problems early in the season sometimes. I mean, guys can come out in week 1 and their season can be over. It does happen. But, I mean, I don't see it getting easier for Detroit with that early bye, especially rounding the halfway point of the season and trying to push into the playoffs. Like, being gassed is one thing, but having no personnel, you could be banged up and down to your, 3rd, 4th, 5th guys on the depth chart.
Yep.
It could be a tough battle for them.
That's it. Bates here said, feel like the schedule is similar to ours, but our bye week is more favorable, 100%. I think that both of us have to start strong because of tough stretches later on. That's the truth, man.
Yep, very true.
So let's pull up. We want to go to the Bears or the Vikings next?
We can we'll save the worst for last. Let's go with the Vikings here.
You got it. This one's going to be a little blurry, but I'm going to pull it up on my phone here. I was just trying to screenshot and move it quick. So for the first week, they are playing the Bills September 11th. Sunday, September 25th, they're playing the Seahawks. October 9th, they're playing the Dolphins. They have a bye week.
What?
Wow. Week 4 bye?
What?
Wow. So the football gods are in our favor.
So hold on. Let me just double check real quick here. So why does it say Lion? Let me just pull this one back up. September. Yeah, okay. So it looks like the Vikings looks like they're starting a little later. I don't know. That's a little odd. But anyway, we'll go with the week 4 bye week. Then we got the Bears the 6th of November, the Packers the 20th of November, the 4th. Well, hold on. This thing is all messed up. I don't think this is the right schedule.
I don't know if this is
This is a jack schedule. We're going to have to find a new one. We're going to go to the Bears for now.
Leave it to the Vikings to
screw up.
I couldn't even find it. That was the problem. Trying to find their schedule. It wasn't even showing up. All right. So let's go to the Bears for now.
The Bears still suck.
Just had to get that out of the way. All right, let's go.
All right, we're going from top left to right. So week 1, they are opening against Tennessee. Week 2, they have the Texans. Week 3, they have the Colts. Week 4, they have LA. Week 5, they have the Carolina Panthers. Week 6, that's in London. They're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then they have their bye week coming back home after
week. Jaguars.
Yeah, I did. That's on me.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
And then we have week 8 against the Commanders, week 9 against the Cardinals, week 10, New England, week 11, the Packers, week 12, the Vikings, so 2 back-to-backs there. Oh, and then week 13 against the Lions, so they have a triple header against the North. Wow. Then week 14, San Fran, week 15, the Vikings again. Week 16, the Lions. Week 17, Seattle. And week 18, the Packers.
Yeah, the Bears are running the gauntlet at the end of their season.
That is a brutal schedule.
Yeah. I could see them, even going into their bye, I could see them like 2-4 or something. I mean, there's there's games in there that they could win, but I don't see them beating the Texans.
I mean,
for sure.
I would say, yeah, Tim, like it'd be lucky if they win one game in their first 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, 1-5, 2-4, something like that. And then really that's that again, that the same thing is true that we just said about, ourselves in Minnesota is that, or I mean, Detroit, it's how you start. For the Bears to have a chance, they'd have to go on a tear to start their season because each week their schedule literally gets tougher, it looks like, especially when they come out of the bye. I mean, there's no gimme games there,
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is wild. I mean, looking at that, dude, that is rough. I mean, we got they got an all right game to start the season against the Titans, but then you're walking right into CJ Stroud, then Anthony Richardson, LA, Carolina. Maybe they can get back on track. They got to go across the ocean to play the Jags. Then bye week, Commanders, Cardinals might be able to make some ground up against those 3 and the Patriots, and then a brutal last 8 games. So
I feel like the bye after the international game actually hurts them. I feel like if you're going to do the travel, everything, you play Jacksonville, and then you've got that long week. You know what I mean? You just did this international trip. Guys are kind of in, travel mode. Then you come back and there's no game. You're going to have light loads with your practices and things. And then you're going to have to try and get yourself fired up to play football again after, an extended period of time away from actual meaningful football.
Right.
I could see them dropping that game to Washington in week 8.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, Washington, people are sleeping on them. They've got a lot of talent. All they need is a decent quarterback to just try to get some of their playmakers the ball.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of teams on here. Emilio, if you can't get the Vikings schedule up, I have it that I can at least read it.
Yeah, honestly, go for it.
I think the Vikings may have the worst shot of them all. I mean, this is.
Did we find the real one? You got it?
I did, yeah. This is off of the Vikings website, so Vikings.com. First game of the year, they kick it off at the New York Giants, which, that who knows what that team could be. If Daniel Jones comes back to the whatever form he was at one point, it could be a decent game for them. Plus, I mean, even if the best case scenario, the Vikings have Sam Darnold as their quarterback, or best case scenario, McCarthy is shown enough where that they feel a little bit comfortable with him starting, but you can't tell me that a guy in his first NFL start on the road is not going to have a little bit of hiccups here and there.
Right.
And then week 2, they play the 49ers. And I just don't see any way, shape, or form that they got them at home, but I don't see them winning that game. Week 3, they got the Texans at home. I don't think they're winning that game. Week 4, they got the Packers at Lambeau. I don't see them winning that game. Dude, they get the Jets and Aaron Rodgers with the new team on week 5. I don't see them winning that game. Week 6 is their bye, so they got another early bye week. That's crazy early too. Week 7, they got the Lions at home. Week 8, they got the Rams at LA. Week 9, they have the Colts, again, who I said could be sneaky. The Jaguars are week 10 at Jacksonville. Who knows what that's going to be like. Week 11, they have to go to Tennessee to play the Titans. Then they go to week 12, going to play the Bears in Chicago. Then they got the Cardinals back at week 13 at home. Then, this is going to be great, they're playing the Falcons against Kirk, check my chain. What the heck's that dude that they just drafted? Cousins, going to be playing him.
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
They go and play the Bears again. And then week 16, they got to go to Seattle. And then week 17, they play the Packers. And the last week of the season, week 18, they got to play on the road at Detroit against the Lions. Dude, the Vikings.
Minnesota might have the worst schedule.
They could have a 4-win season this year, legitimately.
Well, we can only hope, right?
Yeah. Ish. I mean, I really do think that they're going to lay an Olympic-sized turd this year, and it's going to be like Stan's dad, the record poo. That's what I think. That's going to be bad. Oh, that actually felt good to go through and see how bad. I mean, somebody said in the chat that they saw that the Packers had the number 1 hardest strength of schedule. I think I've seen that. I thought I also saw that they were ranked like 4th or 5th. Here you go. Look at Emilio.
Oh, look at this guy.
Wow, I was talking that whole time. I had that thing muted as I was trying to figure this out. Dude, I've been That's on me. That's on me. So I got it up for us. Sorry for everybody else there, but no, like we said, that's going to be a tough one. Those early buys though for both our opponents, I'm happy that whatever Matt did to finagle something, man, we got hooked up with that late buy. I think it's going to help us a lot.
I like Deadfish there in the chat. Vikings 5-12 all day.
I could
see it happening. That would be nice.
And look who a little exciting preseason week 3. Look who they're playing. They're playing at Philly. We might need to take a peek at that game and see how Philly's looking as we're going into week 1. So a little warm up for that.
Good eye there. Yeesh.
John's got a good comment here. He goes, none of the statistical strength of schedule is useful. Teams change too much from year to year. I completely agree with that.
Yep.
If anything, you get a glimmer of what, each team is so different from year to year. It's a very, very, honestly, I would say that the Packers are probably the most consistent team, definitely in the NFC North for sure, to go from year to year. And that we just added like 11 new guys. You know what I mean?
Yep,
and most of our average players are 24 or something like that. So
do you want to see, speaking of our players, Jacob, this is kind of what I was throwing together. So this came off of Packers.com, but I kind of finagled the Excel sheet around a little bit just so that we could kind of get them lined up horizontally here and actually take a peek at, what year these guys were drafted coming in. And then on the left side, so as you're looking at it, the chart, the year they came in at the top there, and then coming down the left column is they pulled them from the draft. So 44 players from the draft, 22 free agents. College free agents are after the draft's over, the UDFAs that we sign, trades, waivers, 4 of them, and then 7 from other practice squads. So looking at this, I thought it was pretty cool, man. 2 years separated from Ja and Kenny, but Kenny's the heart and soul oldest one on the
defense. Yeah, for sure. Oh, we lost him. You're freezing up there, Emilio.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you got to get that hamster to run faster, dude.
Okay, go ahead. You're good now.
Nice squirrels. So then we got Ja 2018. 2019, we have Rashawn and Preston. And then which the first year, Kenny Clark, Ja, and Rashawn were all from the draft. Free agents, we picked up Preston in 19. And then 2020, from the draft, we picked up Elton, Jordan Love, and A.J. Dillon. And then in 2021, we picked up in the draft Eric Stokes, Josh Myers, Royce Newman, T.J. Slayton, and Isaiah McDuffie. And then Tyler Davis was picked up from the practice squad from 2021. So looking at that, that's the first chart. We got 4 splits here. So what do y'all think of that kind of just looking at it like this with the numbers kind of way?
To me, it looks like that. Again, they don't get much older. It's basically Kenny's the oldest guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's insane to just think about that.
Well, the draft picks, yeah.
Right, yeah. From drafting, right. So, like Preston got brought in 2019, so it's not how old he is, but I just think it's kind of cool looking at how the team was actually built and put together, by year, by strategy, how we've done this. I think it's kind of cool.
You could argue that other than, you could say Dylan, Myers, and Newman, and maybe Tyler Davis, but the coaches love Tyler Davis for whatever reason. Other than those 3 or 4, you got yourself a solid grouping right there of just studs where I'm interested to see what I forgot. I'm sure the next slide will look a little more even better.
I can pull up the next one, but like you said, man, I think it's kind of cool that he's hit on most of those from the draft, even going back previous GM. So I like looking at that there. So then we'll pull up the next slide here. This is so that last one ended in 2021. 2022, coming from the draft, we picked up Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt, Christian Watson, Sean Ryan, Romeo Dobbs, Zach Tom, Kingsley Enagbare, Jonathan Ford, Rasheed Walker, and Samori Toure.
That's
free agents in 2022. Keyshawn Nixon. The college free agents picked up after the draft would be Caleb Jones. Trades waivers was Luke Tenuta. And then practice squad picked up 3 of them. And starting, people that played on this team, Corey Ballantyne, Bo Melton, and Eric Wilson.
Oh, What up, Bo?
Man, that 2022 draft, boy. Whew. Goody putting in work for real. I mean, we hit on a lot of those, right? Except for probably Sean Ryan.
Right. So, I mean, it's just
And
wild to
Toure,
see,
maybe.
like, you got like the little tiny, you got a little column, and then 2021 we start opening up. 2022, man, I feel like that's half of our team that played. The only one that's not on the field, the two that's not on the field would be Caleb and Luke Tenuta.
Yep.
Right? Everybody else was like running for us. I mean, Sean Ryan, yeah, but I mean, that's impressive, dude. We've been extremely lucky.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, that's a testament to not only Goody, but the scouting staff too as well.
Mhm.
Guys that are able to get a beat on these players before we draft them.
Right.
So I think this is really cool, Emilio, that you pulled this up, because you're right. You get to see how this team has been structured, how they put it together.
Yes, half the teams from the draft. Half of our team's built from the draft. A quarter of it's free agents, and then a quarter of it's practice squad and like people that have been tossed to the curb, basically. Like they didn't get picked up. They didn't, they're on trade waivers or they're on the practice squad. So I think it's cool that they throw it together like that. So moving on from 2022, 2023, this is the second to last slide. Ooh. This one is wild to see. It's crazy how much production we've got from all these guys. But so from the draft, we had Lucas Van Ness, Luke Musgrave, Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Colby Wooden, Sean Clifford, Dontavian Wicks, Carl Brooks, Anders Carlson, Carrington Valentine, Anthony Johnson, and Grant DuBose. Free agents, we picked up Keyshawn Banks, Zion Gilbert, Alex Magoo, Eliza Merriweath, Kenneth Odemegwu, Matt Warzich, Henry Pearson, Kadeem Telfer, Daniel Whelan, Joe Wilson, Christian Young. College free agents was Brenton Cox Jr., Malik Heath, Emmanuel Wilson. And then trades waivers pickups would be Zane Anderson, Aaron Mosby, and Ben Sims. And then practice squad would be Robert Rochelle, Benny Sapp, and Christian Welch. What do y'all think about this group of 2023?
I mean, I think that's crazy, but you obviously see all the extra free agents and all that kind of stuff. I would venture to guess that as you get closer to the actual year, that number is obviously going to be increased because you're doing one year deals, 2-year deals tops with a lot of these guys that you're just trying to fill out your roster. But which really isn't impressive is basically look below that line. Brenton Cox Jr. is a guy that hasn't really played yet, but has shown sparks where he could be a great asset in the hopper. We know what Malik Heath has done. Emmanuel Wilson has showed up. Zane Anderson has showed up on special teams. Same with Mosby. Ben Sims is a tight end 3, I believe, now on our team, if I'm not mistaken.
So.
Shell was a special teams player. Benny Sapp did a lot of that, and so did Christian Welch. So it shows that Goody knows how to build, like you talked about, man, churning that bottom of the roster, because these guys, they're not just sitting on the bench. They are going to play an aspect of this game, and it's that special teams, which, granted, we haven't been great at, but we're getting hopefully a little better.
Right. And to think about it, like some of the other teams that probably have had to do like, maybe their trades and waivers are like, dude, we got like 13, 14, 15 people from trades. We had to buy all these free agents to bring in because our team, I just love that he was able to, put it together, and actually that we've hit on these. We need to be able to hit on them, to make it happen. So that would be the 2023. And then the last,
you got the 24. Oh, look at this. This guy's on it. Let's go. Hot off the presses.
We do have the 2024 updated as best as this is off Packers website. So don't.
Yeah, but you put this nice, presentation together.
Yeah, I tried to put some color to it, yellow and green on the last 2 ones to make it pretty because, we're getting into that time of the year. But from the draft, we all know it. We got Jordan Morgan, Edrin Cooper, Javon Bullard, Marshawn Lloyd, Tyron Hopper, Evan Williams, Jacob Monk, Oladapo, Travis Glover, Michael Pratt, Kalen King. Free agents from 2024. Looks like we brought in Deslin Alexander, Tyler Cole, Andre Dillard, Jamon Green, Josh Jacobs, Greg Joseph, Xavier McKinney, Jack Plesney, and then Letitia Smith. Probably rough on those. And then our college free agents, long snapper Peter Bowden, James Esther, Rollin Goforth, Javon Howard, Julian Hicks, Donovan Jennings, Trent Jones, Dimitri Stanley, Messiah Swinson.
Who? Hey, man. Raylan Goforth is going to make this team, all right?
Go forth and make the team.
That's the guy with the beard. So, and Trent Jones, we saw obviously did the early retirement there, but I mean, we haven't seen what these guys can do on the field yet. But right now, this draft looks perfect. It can't get any better before they take a snap. But
I just love the free agent signings that Xavier McKinney just jumps out right off the page and just screams hello.
It says hello. That's, I mean, dude.
I mean, we have to give it up for Goody, man. I mean, in one fell swoop, he just flipped that safety room upside down and just revamped it. I mean, the sky's the limit for the secondary. Honestly, this is going to be great.
And if it hits, dude, look at just going back to here. Imagine it hits, right? And in 3 years, we're looking back and it's 2019 or whatever, and that's not just one column at Rashawn Gary, right? We've got 3 dudes, a tackle, a guard, a linebacker. It's going to be wild to see, right? I mean, you tell me.
I'm almost speechless, man. But you know what? It's really easy for us to do this because we haven't seen anything yet. Yeah. Like I can't wait to see these guys out there on the field, man. This is going to be great. Great preseason and training camp coming up. It's going to be awesome.
Chat's out of hand.
I know. I'm trying not to laugh.
Trying to get us off the rails here. Clayton's trying to. Clayton said, "Keep it on the rails as best you can." I think we're doing swell.
We're doing okay, except for
Eric and
Uncle Eric over there.
Chill out. But no, I just thought it was cool. Tried to yank it from their site, and because I know we've been trying to look at it, I think at some point we'll get together an Excel sheet just for player at position and try to do like a little depth chart, like how they do it on Madden, sort of thing, just to get the names on there, how they do it in draft rooms, and kind of go from there. But I'm really excited for this, this offseason to really get rolling. And I'm excited to get Matt's cut put together because that's going to be a great drop to add. We need one for each coach.
I got a feeling some of our defensive position coaches, we might not be able to find any family friendly clips to play from those guys. We'll see though.
I think we'll get a taste of that. Is that true that OTAs start this weekend?
Next week, yeah. I believe they'll be in town early this week. I thought Clayton had some dates. Let's see.
I was trying to find it.
Set away.
Right here. Bang.
Bam. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's a producer over here.
He is learning. Eric, you're right.
First week OTA scheduled for May 20th, 21st, May 23rd, continue the 28th through the 29th, and then the 31st. June 3rd and 4th, June 6th. Then the Packers are slated to wrap this year's offseason program with mandatory minicamp June 11th to 13th. He will announce at a later date OTAs, minicamp practices, if any, will be open to the public. Spoiler alert, they won't.
Tim will be there if they are, though.
I'll be there staring at a covered fence, hearing the sounds of practicing.
Tim, we need to get you a pair of stilts or something, man.
Well, I can tell you the secret. You got to go up near the Oneida Nation gate and sit on the steps. You can kind of look into Clark Hinkle Field, if you know what I'm saying. Just bring the binoculars, Oh, did I just say that we're live? Oh no,
you heard it here first.
Uh-oh. If you know, you know. There's plenty. That's not new news. There's people who know that trick.
Tim, were you just getting interviewed?
Here to tell you, Pack is back.
You heard
Is that the gate you're talking about? We got to stand at and look from.
No, that was out in front of the pro shop. You got to go around the little bit to the east there and get the Oneida Nation gate.
See
the top of the steps, like Rocky, running up to
Dude,
the
that
top
stuff you don't get elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, because now that we said that, Tim, there's going to be a pile of them over there.
As long as they're all wearing the glasses and the fake mustache, they won't get caught. It works every time.
65% of the time, it works every time.
65%. 65%. That's what we.
Clayton would be happy we ran the Mark Murphy clip.
Yeah, he actually would be. I'm surprised he didn't call in. Could you imagine? Mandy would have had his head. He probably ran to the bathroom. I got to go, Mandy. Can you give me that shirt, that backup shirt? And then he goes and he calls us and he's like, you guys are
at the dinner table and Mandy's like, Clayton, you're looking at your phone again. I can just see it.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Well, I guess we should go around the horn there, boys. We got anything else here? We're almost at the 1 hour mark.
What do you got, Jacob?
What's on your mind there, Beard?
it would be then Monday or Tuesday that we start OTAs. I mean, we're gonna have we're gonna have some clips. We're gonna be running so many clips. We're gonna have some screenshots. We're gonna be talking about guys basically still in their underwear, but it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to see the rookies and the vets actually getting together though and playing and getting acclimated with each other and hopefully building camaraderie. And we've already talked about how Wicks and Reed are bunking together, having a boys' summer, doing all that stuff. I'm sure they're getting all sorts of shenanigans, So just having fun in the off season, and hopefully the guys take it seriously and they use the time to get better. Because I'm thinking, I mean, honestly, after looking at those schedules, I'm glad we did that because the Vikings they're done. They are done, bro. And the Lions and the Bears. I mean, I didn't think the Bears were going to do much. If the Bears win 8 games, I'll tell them that was a good season for them. If the Lions win 10, I think they'll have a good season. I think the Packers are right in line. I'm sticking with my projection, 12-5. I think that's very easy. Yeah, look at that thing. That is
dude. I think those early buys are really going to hurt them. I really do. I don't think it's going to be easy after that, man. It's just going to get worse.
Yep, I believe it.
And it's got to be tough. I mean, I'm sure there's a huge process that the scheduling committee goes through when trying to figure out how to balance out these bye weeks. And I think teams just kind of rotate, taking turns getting screwed with the early bye week. I mean, I think most teams would, if they had a choice between, early or late, they'd probably pick late over an early bye. Yeah. And then everyone would love to be where we're at this year, which is right smack in the middle, week 10, 9, 10, or 11, something like that. So it was the Packers' turn, it seemed like, to draw a decent bye week, because these past couple of years, they haven't been so great. So
right.
I'm happy to see our division rivals take it on the chin this year.
Yep. Just in case anybody was wondering, the chat has figured out, they all have their theories as to where Clayton may be. Paul says,
"Oh boy, here we go."
Right now, the only thing is he's waiting in line because Caleb's taking up all the. Eric says getting his Brazilian wax for the early Eagles game, and Paul comes back and says, "No, actually, Clayton's tuning up Emilio's race car bed. That one."
Yeah, that's probably why my connection's all messed up. It's pretty sure it's StreamYard. They were giving us that warning ahead of time. But dude, if he tuned that thing up, I'd probably be pushing like 15 pounds of boost out of that, and we would be in business, man.
Afton likes to be a snark as usual and says, "Didn't know this was a Vikings show, but don't worry."
We're gonna give him some.
Afton likes to take it on the chin.
A-Fam wants to.
Never mind.
Oh boy.
Dude, A-Fam wants us to take down the Viking schedule.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Oh boy. Here, Deadfish, this is good. Lions 13-4, Pack 12-5, Vikings 5-12, Bears 3-14. Wow.
Dude, if the Bears go 3-14.
I mean, that would be expected, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the Bears and the Vikings are in for a really depressing year, to be honest.
I think that the Bears
still suck.
That's what I think. I think they still suck.
Dude, they got 3 divisional games, and then they got 3 divisional games, San Fran, 2 more divisional games, the Seahawks, and then us.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't want to reiterate this as if like I'm really trying to just pick on the kid, but I sincerely think there is something wrong with a grown man who, when he loses a big game, has to crawl into his mother's arms and weep on national television. Like, that to me says that you can't handle when pressure is in your face. It's not going to get easier in the NFL, dude. If anything, it's going to be constant all the time. You're not going to have those moments where you can just like, I'm going to dance in the backfield and run from sideline to sideline and just throw one underneath my arms.
Yep.
And you can see a great glimpse of my fingernails. And I just think that he's going to be flustered. He's going to be running around to save his life. And I don't think that he's going to have the wherewithal or the fortitude to make it through. I think that he's going to suck. And it's going to be amazing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just
the saga continues with quarterbacks in Chicago.
United Bates says it right. I wish I could share it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
United Bates was just mentioning that they still don't have a 4,000-yard passer there, and so that we're just working on getting one of them. But
Prize Picks too for the season, they're over under. They have them set at 3,300.
Do they really?
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow. That's
we'll
crazy.
see.
All right, boys.
franchise, man.
Well, good show, fellas. I'm glad we did this tonight. The boss gave us the keys and let us take over. It's
We didn't
awesome.
do too bad. We didn't say anything that bad.
No, we'll park the car, put it in reverse on blocks, and we'll be all right. We'll get the miles off of it.
Did you just Ferris Bueller me?
I did.
Nice.
Try and keep it in the garage, Emilio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look, we're right at an hour too. Hey, Tim, let's go ahead. Send us out of here. All right.
Yeah, get us out of here before we do something that messes it up.
Oh man, I love it. Well, we appreciate everybody in the chat for sure. Had good fun tonight, and yeah, as AFAM says, no nudity was a win. I love it. Oh man, you gotta love it. Hey, make sure you guys check us out though for real tomorrow night. I won't be here as I say check us out, but I'm sure Emilio and Clayton will be here. I think we're doing Chalk Talk tomorrow night, guys.
Yeah, on
Marshawn Lloyd.
No,
Chalk.
it's all. Isn't it
Oh,
Oladapo?
Oh no, it's all. Oh my goodness, that's right. We already did Marshawn Lloyd.
Dude, Tim's gonna be calling us from Home Depot. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah, and I can't believe I'm gonna miss that one.
Dang it.
Well, we'll have this song take us out though.
Yeah, check it out. Hit the like button down below. Clayton at Packers_access on X, Patreon, Packer Fan Total Access, YouTube. You're already here, I hope.
Rumble.
We got Rumble rolling too.
And of course,
really
Packernet Podcast. Don't forget the flagship too.
holding us down. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get them. Appreciate everyone tuning in, man, for sure.
That's right. We'll be back at you tomorrow night with some Chalk Talk on Catan. Is it Oladapo? Did we settle on Oladapo? Or is it
Oladapo? Or is it Ola Home Depot, Clayton?
We'll get him on the show one of these days and figure it out. But for those of you listening on the pod, Jacob, you want to do it? Come on, let's get a live Clayton.
You listening on the pod.
Thank you for making us a part of your day. Let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack go.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense. We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.